Hey guys, about to play the next round of our Origins draft. We are 1-1, looking to go 2-1 here and finish with a winning record. Okay, I think this is a keep. Elvish Visionary makes a lot of hands keepable, so and this is a fine hand anyway. I mean, we have a removal spell and a combat trick, and it just got better. So we're going to drop Elvish Visionary next turn. We need to hit the second island pretty bad, but we've got two of our spells with double island. I'll play this now. Play Elvish Visionary. Come on, island. Or spell we can play. I guess that would be okay too. Seems likely. Yeah, we can play that in a couple turns at least. We may need to use it to help us hit an island, given what's in our hand, but sometimes you can see island and creature. I think we did that in an earlier round. Get the creature and then draw the island the next turn. That's pretty nice. Let's see if our opponent has some action, and that is in fact action. We don't have anything to do. I may... Okay, we drew an island, which is good. I'll probably try to trade Titanic Growth. Use Titanic Growth basically to trade with Valeron Wardens. I think that's worth it. It can end up being a ridiculous engine late. And we don't really want that. Or if our opponent tries to burn our Elvish Visionary out of the way, we'll also use Titanic Growth and foil his plans. We won't get to kill it, but we'll slow it down at least, and then our Whirler Rogue can block it. So, okay, that is more of a problem. What can we do about that? Nothing other than claustrophobia, which might be what we have to do, because it's going to get huge. The bad news is he gets to keep drawing cards, but I think we have to claustrophobia right now. Oh, I could have still blocked it. Man, that was pretty poor on my part. I was just immediately assuming I wouldn't be able to. I could have blocked in Titanic Growth there. Now I won't be able to, so now I definitely need a claustrophobia, thanks to another poor play mistake. Poor decision making, I guess, is what it is. Yeah, I think we gotta lock that thing down. I mean, it's out of control now, so that is my plan. I guess next turn we could try to play two spells, but I think we still take so much damage from it that we just don't want that to be the case. Yeah, I really should have just blocked the Titanic Growth there. He may have had the spell to get our guy out of the way in response, but we should have made him use it at least. I guess he won't be shy about playing two spells a turn now, is the downside about that. Call the Full Moon has been all over. Oh, another one. That's just wrong. We can play two spells now, but I don't think I will. I think I just play Whirler Rogue and start pressuring him. I guess we leave one green untapped to bluff Might of the Masses. So we'll play our Whirler Rogue. Could make our Elvish Visionary unblockable, but it's not really worth it. I mean, one damage is okay, but in case he does something crazy here, having the Thopters back might be important. We'd really love to hit one of our big creatures to make unblockable with our Llanowar Empath. Next turn we can play Visionary and Empath, which is pretty good. So I think I block with Whirler Rogue, force him to use a spell. It's not great, but at least it makes him use a spell if he wants to try to keep his Valeron Wardens. Yeah, that is kind of what I figured would happen. But I'm okay with the trade. Might have been better, I guess, block with the two Thopters. No, it's really not. We really need them to have some threats out there for our opponent. Okay, this is pretty good, what we're going to do here. So I can go Force Mage, Visionary, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. It lets us get in for 4 in the air. Let's play the Visionary first to make sure that's what we want to do. Ooh, that's pretty nice. So that is still what we want to do. Drawing that card was great, though. So we'll play our Force Mage. Pump up one of our Thopters. And we'll swing for 4 in the air. That's kind of what makes Whirler Rogue so brutal. You know, in addition to it just having a ridiculous ability like making things unblockable, even if you deal with the Rogue itself, it always leaves behind other things. So it leaves behind the 2 Thopters being those other things. So the Anchor to the Ether in our hand right now is pretty nice. We can use it to deal with any problem creature. We have another good block ready for Valeron Wardens if he wants to use up another combat trick. We could also just take it, but I'd rather not let him draw a card. That's the real problem with it, not the 1 damage. Especially because we can Anchor to the Aether it. Okay, Acolyte of the Inferno. A little bit more of a problem. As is that. But our opponent is down to 2 cards, and we still have ways to get some gas, so feel pretty okay. Don't feel awesome, but another empath. Okay, I think what I do is what do I do? I know I'm going to swing for 2 in the air. That much I know I'm going to do. I think I play an empath and then leave up mana for Titanic Growth to help me deal with these. Problem with that, though, is that it just sets up all bad blocks. Like, you know, we're just going to have to chump. And we can't chump this guy at all. Like, he's going to turn on either way, and he's going to get to draw a card. It might just, yeah, it's not great. We can at least double block the Akroan Sergeant with two Llanowar Empath and Yeva's Force Mage. But we're going to play the Empath. I think it's what we got to do here. We got to try to keep him from getting more gas, but okay, so Turn to Frog is actually pretty good for us right now, and I wouldn't mind drawing it next turn. Creatures do get to keep their +1/+1 counters, but like this will lose its annoying ability. So that seems pretty good. And we can draw a Water Courser. I'm thinking here, though, given what we have in our hand. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think we put Water Courser on top. Oh, I did that backwards. Now I'm putting this on the bottom because I'd rather... It's not good enough for me to go to Grey Lengths. The good news is we can also use Titanic Growth late in this game to try to get to lethal if we decide to. So we're going to take our opponent down to 13. And yeah, just end the turn there. So yeah, this is a... I think I block like with Yeva's Force Mage here. The Acolyte of the Inferno gets to take this thing down even after Titanic Growth, right? Yeah. But it can't take down one of these after Titanic Growth. So, let's see what he attacks with. My guess is everything. All 3 of his guys. Just the Acolyte. Okay. That is much better for us. Well, actually, does it take damage before I can even... I don't know. I'm blocking it either way. I would block it with an Elvish Visionary if I think it just takes the damage. Oh, I get to respond, though. So at least there's that. Yeah, so we do this. It's too big to be taken down by the damage and the 3/3 alone, and the Llanowar Empath takes it out. I kind of feel like our opponent should have been more aggressive there. I didn't have like any good blocks, but he may have something good to back up what he did. Okay, he gets to blow up my Claustrophobia, which is pretty good. in addition to putting a 2/2 onto the table. Okay, that is good, because that guy's a 3/5, which isn't great for us. Okay, I think we play another Llanowar Empath here, and then maybe we anchor to 8th or something, but we'll see what we hit with our Empath. I guess I'd rather have 2 green untapped, although I don't think... Yeah, so we'll play our Empath. See what that does for us. Undercity Troll. We'll put this on the bottom, put this on top, draw the Troll. Now I think I anchor to the Aether, the 3/5 Valeron Warden, and scry some more. So that makes it have to come back into play smaller. Put that on the bottom. While we get in for 2 more in the sky. This Troll will be able to hold down the ground against all of these guys once we can play it, while we continue our air assault. So that's pretty good. There's that again. No big surprise there. We basically have to block all the guys with Renown so he doesn't draw cards, basically. So, yep. All right. So, I think I feel comfortable going like this and then going like this. If he uses a spell to blow us out, we do still have, good stuff in our hand, like our Troll who can block forever. I think I just take 4 at this point from the other thing. This lets us kill that in a 2-for-1 and not have anything happen here. They just bounce off each other. And that is a pretty good deal, I think, considering our abundance of creatures. So him drawing 2 cards was just not an option for us there. We couldn't let that happen. Okay, I'm glad for him to spend mana on that. Unless, of course, he has a scary 7-drop. In which case, that won't be so good for us. But for now, I feel good about it. Okay. Now I think I actually swing with all 4 of these creatures. And then play the 2 guys in our hand. Because, yeah, we definitely swing with all 4. Leave these back as potential chump blockers, and then we play these 2 who can... we didn't get any elf synergies at all, but we did get a lot of elves. We didn't get the Dwynen's Elite, which I guess is really the only one in green, right? No, also there was the rare Elf Lord, but that's much less likely to come to us. So we play Undercity Troll. And we play Watercourser, and that leaves us mana to regenerate our Troll. So we're in pretty great shape, barring an incredible high mana drop from our opponent. And it looks like that might be... Okay, that's not an incredible one. So I feel okay about it. His hand is empty. He can start burning us, which isn't great. Okay, another flyer is great for us right now. Yeah, how much can he do to us just with Volcanic Rambler? He's got 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can do 3 to us a turn with the Rambler alone with its ability, which is pretty brutal. But I think if we swing with these this turn and then Alpha Strike next turn, he's dead. Because, like, right now, if we Alpha Strike, he blocks the 4 big things, takes 2, and goes to 3. and that's not great for us. So we just swing with our flyers, play out our Scrap Skindrake, which lets us almost have enough for lethal next turn. And this can't really attack us because we can actually just trade the Water Courser with it, which would be a pretty great trade because we can pump it up to 4. So I think we're okay. I think we make it out of this. Unless he has Nissa's Revelation as our last opponent did. Yeah, we got it. The Volcanic Rambler did end up being a little scary in the long run, but we had just enough life for it not to matter. Again, we didn't see any huge bombs. Nivix Barrier is a card that's really good against Acolyte of the Inferno. But we only saw one, and that doesn't really convince me to put it in. But Hitchclaw Recluse is also good. It's a good blocker against all of his little renown guys, and we don't really have that many cards that are good blockers, and it's not bad to bring one in. We haven't seen our Crassus. I think we saw it, actually, but we didn't play it. What do we take out? Let's sort by converted mana cost. It's not so great in this matchup. Maritime Guard is actually quite good in this matchup. Scrap Skindrake's fine, but not incredible. We haven't seen Ring Warden Owls much either. And that might be what I cut. Just to give us more early action. I think that's fine. The Owl's nice, but it's not the best card in our deck that only has 6 non-creature spells. And most of which, like, we don't want to just be playing willy-nilly just to give it renown. Yeah, I think we cut Ring Warden Owl. Just have another good early blocker against his onslaught of renown creatures. Yuck. There's a mulligan. And that is a lot better. If we can play turn 2 Undercity Troll, we'll be pretty happy, and we'll be even happier if we can, draw a few lands in the process. Whiffed on our first land. There we go. Now Undercity Troll becomes a serious problem for our opponent, unless he has removal, because we can just play land, swing with Undercity Troll, and most things cannot stand up to an Undercity Troll, but that can. So that's kind of problematic. But our Undercity Troll can also stand up to him. So, but if we want him to, we do have to hang back and not play lands and not play anything here. I think we play Nissa here. We really want the land to hit our 4th land right now. So I think we just play Nissa. If he wants to swing in and get his guy renowned, we'll swing in with our guy and get renowned. But the 4th land here is important enough to risk Nissa early. So, yes. Especially a forest is important for our Sky Snare Spider later. And we just end our turn there. We'll just take the 2 from the Sergeant, which isn't awesome. Enthralling Victor. Yeah, that's not great for us. I'm guessing he takes... Well, it doesn't really matter what he takes. The Troll, I guess, is the best, but yeah, we just take 4 here. And that gets renowned. Both of them do, actually. He renowned our own creature for us. Right? Shouldn't have my guy have gotten renowned? Why not? How is it worded? Yeah, it should be renowned. Oh, there it goes. It was first strike damage. I was like, what? That would have been pretty frustrating. So they can sort of still stare at each other. Giving my guy... He probably should have taken Nissa, because obviously giving me a guy with renown is not as good as me not having a guy with renown. I'm still not sure I swing here. Like, if I swing, I kind of get, like, time walked. I don't get to do anything with this turn, and right now I want to be able to do something. So I'm going to play a Llanowar Empath. We want to hit more lands, both for Nissa and Skysnare Spider. So if we can set up like draw a creature and get a land, then we're pretty happy. So we'll see if we can do that. Our opponent, I'm not sure what he's doing. He may have stepped away, but yeah, ideally we'd see like you know, any creature really we'd be happy with in a land right now. And I would draw the creature and then draw the land on my next turn, and I'd be pretty happy with that. These empaths have been pretty legit, that's for sure. I don't know that I haven't played a lot of green. I think actually the only time I've drafted green in this format, unless I'm mistaken, is the very first draft I did where I drafted a green-white deck that I actually posted on here. Was it even a green-white deck? It was a red-green deck, I think. I don't know anymore, but I don't think I've drafted a whole lot of green. But here, the Skysnare Spider put us there early and ended up being the right call. Getting a late Undercity Troll, and I think we have 2 or 3 Llanowar Empaths. I don't recall at the moment. My opponent may have disconnected. Doesn't say he has. There we go. Okay, that is exactly what we wanted to do. So we're going to put this on top first, and then put this on top, and draw it. And it's a good creature against him. It ended up being pretty powerful against him in the last game, but I'm just going to pass the turn here. I'll chump the Enthralling Victor, well, not chump, trade with my Llanowar Empath and take 3 again this turn. Yeah, we'll just take that happily. We would like to see some removal eventually, but we do have some really strong creatures in our hand, and that is annoying. Yeah, removal is getting more and more important. And we just don't have the time right now, I don't feel like, to just hang back and regenerate my Undercity Troll. I mean, maybe I do right now, actually, since getting to 6 lands is a pretty big problem for my opponent. 7, I mean, you know, Nissa will just transform. I'd really like to do something, though. Why do you have to have cost 3 to regenerate? Next turn we can do something and regenerate him at least. We can at least play our Scrapskin Drake, which can't block anything but can put more pressure on him. Yeah, I think the best thing to do here is actually just to pass. You know, just leave our Undercity Troll back. He can kill any of them with his and regenerate. So I think that's what we had to do there, unfortunately. Next turn we probably just play Skysnare Spider instead of hanging back some more. Okay, let's block. Try to make this happen for us. Chances are he's got a trick, but we want to trade for that trick, so. Instead of taking 3 here. It actually doesn't trade. He actually gets removed from combat, so they just sort of bounce off each other. Forgot about the way First Strike would work. Yeah, so it's not a trade, unfortunately. But that works for me. Okay, Titanic Growth opens up a lot more options for us here. But I think I just play my Massive Spider. And end the turn. It's going to be hard for him to deal with that, although Wild Instincts would get him a 2-for-1. I mean, it would be a 2-for-1 in my favor. There's also the big red burn spell, but he doesn't have enough. He can do 5 to it right now, so hopefully that does us some good. If we draw a land, we get to flip Nissa, so pretty sweet. If he had removal, he probably would have used it on Nissa by now, so I feel pretty good. If he swings here with his Akroan Sergeant, I think I just take it. I think we're in a good place where we can just take it. Yeah, we'll just take that. I could chump it with my Llanowar Elves, but not elves, Llanowar Elves, but Llanowar Empath, but I'm not going to. He can double block here, but we have Titanic Growth, so we can get a pretty nice blowout if he does that. So come on, land. It would be great to be able to flip Nissa right now. We're actually in a place where we can probably just use her to draw cards. So barring some big move by our opponent where we need to throw a 4/4 out there. Okay. That's not great. Now we want to play 2 spells so we can get rid of that, which we can do. And will do. Now we can really do it. Okay, so we're going to swing. We didn't get the land. That would have been an even nicer thing to happen. I think we swing with both of these. And then we use Turn to Frog or Titanic Growth to turn things in our favor. And then we play probably the Empath to try to draw some more good stuff. All right, if he just wants to chump, that's cool. Okay. He's got his own Titanic Growth, which I think we say. We could say Turn to Frog to it, but I'm going to say Titanic Growth to it. So we get a 2-for-1. He takes 3. And then we play the Empath, which will drop the Call of the Full Moon off of his guy, because we'll have played 2 spells. And we'll get to rig our deck more. Hitting a land is, again, probably pretty good because of Nissa. So, and again, we got what we wanted. We'll put this on top of our library, and then we'll put this on top of our library. So we draw it. All right, goodbye, Call of the Full Moon. I kind of doubt he attacks again. Well, he does. Okay, well, we know what's coming, and it's a land. I think I double block here and risk him having a way to get a 2-for-1. But we're not risking especially high-value creatures at this point, so I'm cool with that. I'm also cool with the trade, which is what this ends up being. Actually, it doesn't end up being a trade. I don't know what I was thinking. It just ends up being yeah, that was kind of bad, but it works for me. It avoids taking combat damage. I keep forgetting about First Strike. I've made a number of errors in this week's draft, and hopefully you can learn from them, if nothing else. So we go land, flips Nissa. And I think we draw a card with Nissa first before we do anything else. We're in a good place to draw a card. It's a land, so it just comes into play. Nothing super exciting happens. And I think we swing with everything. This trades if he blocks and he takes like 9, and I'll regenerate my guy since I have plenty of time to do it. I have Turn to Frog in the event that he uses a pump spell here to try to take down my Sky Snare Spider. Okay, so we'll turn him to Frog, which makes him only a 5/5 with the Titanic Growth on him and not big enough to take down our Spider. So it comes up to a 5/5, but it still gets crushed by our Spider. He goes to 12. Don't need to use do any regenerating, so we'll play Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. And then Aspiring Aeronaut. So we protect Nissa. We're in great board position here. So I am pretty happy with it. What's he doing? Okay. Again, Volcanic Rambler, not something we can't deal with. So if he attacks here, yeah, I was going to be like, you crazy, bro. He has like Might of the Masses. Some bad stuff can happen to us here. Let's draw a card with Nissa. It's a Hitchclaw Recluse. Okay, so we get to draw a creature. I think I offer up the trade here and swing with these as well. If he wants to block with his Rambler, then so be it. Yeah, he wants to trade, so they trade. He goes to 10. We play Hitchclaw Recluse, who can actually block a Crowan Sergeant, even a renowned one. And then we put out some more flying damage, and we hold these in our hand just to bluff various things. So what happens if we Alpha Strike? Does he die? Well, he does get to steal something. But what does he steal? I think he's toast on the. He swings for 5 here, which is not irrelevant. Actually, we can block with the Hitchclaw. Although I'll probably block this. I'll block the Sergeant instead, since it does more damage. Just with Snapskin, huh? Okay, well I can block that too, because my guy has reach. So there it is. All right, so we draw a card with Nissa. It's land, so we're drawing lots of lands. And what happens if we Alpha Strike? Okay, so he blocks the Undercity Troll and a Llanowar Empath, and he takes 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually can't hit him for lethal. Our guys are just too small, so we just swing with our flyers. Leave everybody else back, take him to 6. I'll play a land now. If we get to the -7 ability on Nissa, it could be relevant, I guess. We're doing a good job drawing lands. So we're going to draw. Okay, we did get a creature now. Now if we swing with everything, he takes 2, 3, 4 in the air. Blocks these two, or not these two, these two. 2, 3, 4. So he takes lethal right now if we swing with everything. And his hand's empty, so let's do it. Even if things, somehow I did math wrong, I have Herald of the Pantheon, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, that's lethal. So we did it. We went 2-1. We lost round 1. Our deck is really strong. We probably had a chance to go 3-0 if someone better was piloting this thing, but instead we just went 2-1. That was a really fun deck. That's the first, or one of the first blue-green decks I've piloted and had a lot of success with anyway. So we went 2-1, won a couple packs, and we got a sweet Nissa, which we can sell for value. So went pretty well on the whole. Thanks for watching. There'll be another draft video next week, as there always is, more Magic Origins. Don't forget to like, comment,